up, we have reports. First up, we have our school resource officer report and update. Welcome.
Good morning, or afternoon, whatever it is, I don't know. So I added a second piece to the thing late yesterday afternoon. So I did an annual report similar to what I did last year, but this time I compared last year versus this year. You can see we decreased by 57%. I think that just kind of speaks for the positive relationships and things that we've built. Last year we had 280 criminal investigations. This year we only had 120. Overall, we see more non-student complaints versus students, but that, like I explained before, that could just be somebody calling in to the SRO or talking to the SRO about it. It just generated that report for that school, and it might not have been kid-related. So that's kind of where you see that number. Looking at it versus race, ethnicity, and gender, all that kind of information's there, along with the breakdown on the side describing what each category kind of looks at when we look at incident report data as far as arrests and summons and petitions. Can you scroll up? There you go. So as you can see, a majority of the things we handled informally. So building that positive relationship, working with the schools to say, okay, well, I feel that this discipline that the school's handling works for us, as well as the parents were handling things kind of internally too. So we had less petitions this year than last year by 80%. So I feel that was a good reduction, just kind of working to make sure that the kids were still being handled appropriately, but not necessarily going through the court services unit. We added 2 new this year, pending and prosecution decline, just so that breakdown can be in there as well. Because sometimes when we do send things over to juvenile intake, it may take time for them to review it, or we may be waiting for parents to kind of get back to us if they want to file charges on a fight or something like that. So I added that pending category in there so that you guys can see it and the numbers still align, so you're not like, well, you had this many investigations and it's not adding up, so that the numbers are fluid through there. And then the other thing that I added was I broke it down by offenses, so we could see what increased, what decreased, and you'll notice, of course, the biggest decrease, of course, was the possession of vapes. So that was because of the law change, so that was a huge decline there. Our assault and batteries and fights went down 20%, possession of marijuana, THC vapes went down 48%. So if you look along the categories, threats went down by 76%, weapons by 80%. So we had a lot of decrease in a lot of those categories that were pretty high last year. And again, I think it's just more outreach, more talking on the things, working with the kids one-on-one, and then also just knowledge to the kids, talking to them. So that's everything from school year 2023 and 2024-25. Do you guys have any questions on any of that?
Anybody else? Thank you, and thank you for presenting it this way.
Yes, you're welcome.
Next up this evening, we have the May 2025 discipline report. Dr. Ballenger.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to also take this time to welcome everybody that's visiting us here tonight in person, and those that will join us online later. And thank you for your interest in what's going on in Warren County Public Schools. As far as our personnel report, as far as our discipline report, I'll just go again through each school. You can see that at AS Roads we had 7 incidents this year compared to 0 the previous year. E. Wilson Morrison, kind of on par there. There was 4 incidents in the month of May compared to 6 the previous year. Hilda J saw a decrease of half. So there were 5 incidents compared to 10 the year before. LFK, there was a little uptick. Went to 18 this year compared to the 12 incidents, discipline incidents in 2024. Ressie Jeffries, again, saw a little bit of an uptick. There were 6 incidents more this year than last. And I think when you look at it, you can see that the unwanted inappropriate physical contact, that's one of the areas that saw an increase of 5. Skyline Middle School, and I do want to highlight that both of our middle schools saw a huge reduction from year over year. So I do want to say that I appreciate what our middle school administration and staff are doing with our middle schools. And as you can see, Skyline Middle School, the previous year had 55 incidents. This year they had 11. So big increase, big decrease there. And then again, shout out to again Warren County Middle School. There were 52 the previous year. That went down to 9. So I do appreciate what they're doing. Both administrators and their teams work really hard. So keep up the good work there. Skyline High School, we did see an increase there by about 23 incidents at Skyline High School year over year. And then we did see a decrease from 38 to 17 at Warren County High School. And then, of course, we only had 2 incidents at the Diversified Mines, or non-traditional, for the month of May.
Any questions for Dr. Bell? Thank you. Next up, we have an ESS update. Ms. Chandlee.
Thank you. I will be representing tonight for our team. They are at our Northeast retreat this week. So any questions that you have that I am not able to answer, please let me know and I'll make note of those, and then I can get to those, and get back to you as soon as possible. So we're going to go through the presentation this evening. I know that the guys always like to start with a quote. So a teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops. So then we can move on to our agenda for this evening. We do have our May details as well as the rates by month. Some end of year notes. We have our April snapshot as well as our May snapshot. We have our cost breakdown by building as well as our year to date. So then we'll finish up with any questions that you have this evening. As far as the events, I know the town knows of our, big annual event that CNC's puts on. So we were there kind of mingling around on the 10th. We also were at the Explorer Expo Fair on the 15th with the district at Shenandoah University. Great turnout there. I'm excited. We've been to Shenandoah University quite a few times this school year and have gotten a really great response there. Also had an end of year celebration for my subs. Had a really great group this year. They've shown a lot of dedication and commitment. So I just wanted to, give them some sort of, great job. So we did set up a game night for the Cardinals opening game. Unfortunately, that was canceled. There was a big storm. So thankfully, we were able to reschedule to this previous Friday, the 13th. Great, just a way to show the subs that they're seen, they're heard, we appreciate them. And then it gave us that community outreach as well, so we could be in the, in the community. Reaching Out Now, the student union has this great summer program that I was made aware of. So I will actually be volunteering. This Friday is the first day, so it'll be that water play day they have. And then I'm going to be going to 2 others in July, so I'm excited to be a part of that and kind of get to know more of the families. Hopefully some of the moms, dads that are looking to get back into education, or retirees that would like to start as well. So looking forward to those dates. We've got our fill rate breakdown for you then from August until today. You'll see obviously December was our highest. We've got January there in April, and then we are ending May here at 80%. Keep going there. So after factoring those building bases, so we're at 80 for May, but then once we drop those building bases in there, we're actually over 99%. So really love having those, that support system in the buildings constantly, so that when we have those influxes that they're there to support us. This month marks the 3rd consecutive month with a base fill rate of 80%, so that also has been very encouraging. So that's been great since that's been happening since December. We have over 77 different subs that have picked up assignments this month, so we've hired quite a few this school year, and I've just been very excited to see the new hires that just jump right in. They want to get started, they're eager, they're excited, so that just shows you, all of our new folks that have been jumping right in. And then if we want to do some comparison here, 2023, 2024 district fill rate, we were at 75%. Currently right now we're at 77.5%. Over the course of the school year, we have filled over 7,000 jobs. I think we're at 7,100 right now. Between August 2023 and July 2024, ESS has hired 78 employees. And back when I started in August of 2024 until May of 2025, here we hired 75. And I have about 25 in my pipeline currently. So I'm actively excited to see that we're going to exceed that this year as well. All right, and then I know that there were some questions about a survey that I had sent out. I sent it out to the admins of each building, as well as the office staff that I have as a point of contact every day. So I did get some great feedback from them. 89.4% rated this year's self-performance good or excellent. So I gave them, 1 to 5, and we've gotten, very great responses on that. Number one suggestion, classroom management. So that's something that in our GCN, our online training, I'm going to be offering throughout the summer as well, and any enrichment that they feel would be beneficial, just so that then starting the school, the new school year, they have that kind of in their tool belt as well. So based on feedback we received from the district staff, 100% said we're doing great. So I'm very confident and excited to see that feedback as well. And we'll call out Mr. Holt here, who I had a lot of communication contact with, who's great. And he said that he felt this year went really well. It was really nice to have local management that we could call, and she was incredibly responsive to my request. So that was obviously very encouraging as well to see. April snapshot, this compares last year to this year. So, self-explanatory here. We can go down to May as well. Same thing, pretty self-explanatory. Reaching, over our 2024 percentage, so that's what we start to see. We can scroll down to the absences by school, so we can see there what we've got for our totals. Keep scrolling down. And now this will be your breakdown from August to December, and then our next slide, which I believe you have this presentation as well, will be January through May. So if there are any questions there, I'm happy to answer if I'm able. And then this is where we're at year to date today. And that will sum up my presentation for you this evening. Were there any questions that I could answer for you?
I'd just like to take the opportunity to say, even over the past week or two, I've had so many community members that I've ran into that have had experiences with ESS this year, and with you specifically, having you on site, I've heard lots of really good things, so we appreciate what you did this past year.
That's perfect. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I wanted to echo that because I know I was one of the biggest critics of ESS and had received so many complaints from teachers and subs. You have turned this around, and you deserve that compliment and that credit. You really have turned this around. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Happy to do it. I love, being able to put that back into schools. I have 3 kids in the system, so if I can support in any way, I'd be happy to. So, thank you. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.